Mukam karati vachalam bhangam langate girim yakipantaham bande sikurante natavinam Amagyana timirandasya gyananjara shalakaya chakshurmiritam yena tasamai Sri Gurave Namaha. I'd like to welcome you to the second day of our seminar and the last day of our seminar on empowerment prayers of Sukadeva Goswami. Yesterday we discussed a lot about how to be an instrument of Krishna. Does anybody remember anything from that, whoever was here? How to be an instrument? What are some qualities of an instrument of Krishna? Does anybody remember something? I think it's... Oh, yeah, you weren't here, no?
I'm sorry, I had to do things.
I understand. It's Jamashtami coming. So, yeah. Okay, if you don't remember, I'll help you. That an instrument feels like he cannot eat, speak, or do anything without Krishna's help. He needs help. He's unqualified. So usually we think instruments don't think, but spiritual instruments think. Material ones don't. Like this microphone doesn't think. But spiritual instruments are alive. Everything's alive in the spiritual world. So, yeah, spiritual instrument. So we discussed verses 12 to 17. So today we will start with verse 18, a verse which was very much quoted by Srila Prabhupada in his lectures. Very, very important verse. So I will sing one line. This is verse 18, and you can say the line after me. Kirata hunantra pulinda pulkasha, Kirata hunantra pulinda pulkasha, Abhira shumbha yavana kasadiya, Abhira shumbha yavana kasadiya, Yenye chapapa yat apashaya shayaha, Chapapa yat apashaya shayaha, Shidyanti tasmai pavishnave namaha. Chitasmai pavishnave namaha. Kirata hunanda pulinda pukasha abhira shumbha yavana. Members of the Kasa races and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So, yes, there are different categories of people here, different kind. Kirata means Africans, we don't have here. Hun, Germans. No Germans here, no. Hun, Andhra, that's from India, South India. Pulinda is Greeks. And Pulkash, I don't know. Abhira is like Aborigines. And Shumbha, I don't know. And Yavana is Malechas, so we might have some of us who were Malechas before. And Kasa is Chinese. And if you don't fit there, even others addicted to sinful acts. So that's the general category of everyone else who wasn't mentioned. So we can all be purified just by getting the association of devotees of the Lord. Yes. So this is very important. Even 5,000 years ago, birth was not an inconvenience. Sutta Goswami was speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, but he was born in a mixed caste, which means sukta. It was a lower caste. They just sing kind of slokas and things. But his mother was Brahmin and father was lower class. So he says that although I'm born in a mixed caste, I'm promoted in birthright just by serving and following the great who are advanced in knowledge. Even by conversing with such souls, one can without delay cleanse oneself of all disqualifications resulting from lower birth. So yes, it doesn't matter what your birth is. that according to Asuric Varnashram, it matters. It's all based on birth. You're born a Brahmin, you can be a Brahmin. But according to Daiva Varnashram, it's not a matter of birth, it's quality, guna, karma. Vibhaga Gita says, your quality, guna, and your karma, your work. So now in this purport of this 2.4.18, Prabhupada says, if the leadership of world affairs is entrusted to devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of International Society for Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of the Almighty Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world, because devotees of the Lord are able authorities to effect such a change by purifying the dust-worn minds of the people in general. So, did you know we have dust-worn minds? I mean, covered by dust, our minds are covered. So what does that mean? Minds are covered by dust. Well, it's whatever we did in all our millions and billions of births. That's the dust. And our mind is, still has thinking about all of that, what we did, and desires are still there. So therefore, but you can become a devotee, it doesn't matter. The only qualification is to take shelter of a pure devotee who has thorough knowledge, Prabhupada says, of Gita and Bhagavatam. If you have those two, you know about them, then you can help purify everyone, can be spiritual master. And so, yes, I will read one poem to you from His Holiness Indradumna Swami. And the title of this poem is, You Will Never Die. And you means Srila Prabhupada. So he was, the other day I noticed a man during my japa session who stared at me in disbelief as I walked in contemplation. He studied me for quite some time, yet showed some hesitation. But finally coming to my side, he began a conversation. I met your master, he said quite fondly, many years ago. I know him well. He spoke to me and gave my life great hope. Since then, I've followed the instructions he gave us that night. I chant God's name without cessation, and do all the things he said are right. I neither smoke nor drink nor take intoxication. I've given up meat and sex as well, and all types of speculation. Every day I think of him and pray to him as well, for he has saved me from material life, as I would surely have gone to hell. With that, he smiled and took my hand and asked to meet you once again. But when I told him you'd since departed, he said now he'd lost his dearest friend. For since that day, he heard from you many years ago. His only goal in life had been to practice what you'd told. But just before he started to leave, my curiosity got the best of me, and I inquired, Dear sir, please tell me now where you met my master and how this came to be. Oh, yes, he said, 15 years ago on this very day, I walked the streets in desperation looking for a drink. He was an alcoholic. When suddenly I heard his voice within the hall that night, and looking through the door, I tried to take a peek. It was late at night. His program had finished, except for his last few words. Take this Krishna consciousness seriously, and you'll leave this material world. But you must give up meat, sex, and drugs, and please, no mental speculation. And every moment that you have, chant God's name without cessation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Suddenly, the program was over, and he left the stage amidst the roar of those very names that he had given, the names of our beloved Lord. So now you see why I feel bereft of his divine association, for I saw him briefly for just a moment, but he showed me true perfection. I came into his presence for a fraction of his time, but his instructions entered into my heart and made my life sublime. But now you tell me he's gone, so where will I turn for shelter? Where is that person now whom I want to serve forever? Fear not, my friend, as I took his hand and led him toward the temple, for Prabhupada lives forever, and his followers live with him. A moment's association with a pure devotee can show us the path of perfection. And once we started, if we persevere, we'll surely have his association. So come with me now and see his murti and read the books he's written and live with his devotees and share their joy of the eternal life he has given. And remember the words of a great Thakur who gave counsel, wise and just, by giving us the reassurance saints will never leave us. He reasons ill who tells that Vaishnavas die when thou art living, still and sound. Vaishnavas die to live, and living try to spread the holy name around. So that was that one glance of Prabhupada is all he got. Or maybe he didn't even see, maybe he didn't glance, but he just heard just the most important words. Chant Hare Krishna and follow the four regular principles. So he got it. I mean, and not everybody gets it. So that's Prabhupada's miracle. He gave us that. And I never thought I'm going to, travel the world and teach about Krishna. I didn't have that in my life plan. But everything changed when I met the devotees. So, yes. And I'll give you one more example of a person who was saved by Srila Prabhupada. And this was, he did meet Srila Prabhupada in person. And Prabhupada was on a morning walk. And that, again, this is His Holiness Indradumna Swami telling this story. And in Paris. So they were walking, and then out of the bushes jumped a hippie. And he was trying to grab Prabhupada's feet. So the devotees picked him up and threw him back into the bushes. So then when they got back to the temple door was open. And there he was, sitting in the middle of the floor, this hippie. So Prabhupada came to him, and he was rubbing he grabbed Prabhupada's feet, actually. That's what he did. First, he grabbed. He wouldn't let go. And Prabhupada was rubbing his head, saying, Hare Krishna, it's okay, it's all right. And so then, after that, he went and left the temple. So then they said, okay, Prabhupada showed mercy, we should keep him. They called him Pig Pen because he was so dirty. He had had a bath, who knows how long. He had taken so many drugs, his mind he couldn't speak really, couldn't speak any. And so they said, okay, you can do cleaning work here. And they shaved him up and gave him dhoti. He was doing cleaning work. And then it was time for Maharaj to go out on traveling book distribution. And he jumped into the van. And they said, okay, you can clean the van. So then, but then the first day devotees went out, he also filled up a bag with books. And he went out. And he came back full of money, and the books were gone. So they said, well, what did you say to the people? He said, Prabhupada saved me. Prabhupada saved me. That's all he said, was his mantra. And he sold all the books. And after a while, he started speaking. He started giving classes. And I believe, anyway, he was perhaps the Sankirtan leader after some time. And he came to Vrindavan a few years ago, and he left his body in Vrindavan. So that's an example of Prabhupada's mercy. His name was Rasada, my godbrother, from Paris, I guess, France. He left, and it took him a few days to leave. He didn't stay long. And he left his body in Vrindavan. So amazing. This is the mercy of the devotees. So it's coming to us, and we can just take it. It's freely distributed, especially here with Gaurnitai in your temple. But in India, when we first came, they were saying, well, unless you're doing very nice deity worship, these caste brahmanas said to us, so next life, you can be born in a Brahmin family. So we told Prabhupada said, you tell them, you're doing such nice deity worship. Next life, you can be born in ISKCON. We didn't tell them, but anyway, that was, I had experience myself in India. I was driving a moped for some part of my life, and I would need servicing, or it would get broken. I would drive it to the service place, and it was a Brahmin who was doing my servicing. I said, Panditji, can you please service my moped, covered with grease top to bottom? So he didn't have the karma of a Brahmin, but everyone's calling him Panditji. So there you go. This is the Asuric, the demonic Varnashram system, which is still present in India. Yeah, so that's a problem. But, so they say unless the body's changed, Chandala or Mleccha cannot become purified. You have to change your body. And Prabhupada said, yes, the body's changing. When you take initiation, when you chant the holy name, the body changes, the subtle body changes. You can't see it. But our subtle body has become a Vaishnava body, which is higher than a Brahmin, a subtle body. So there you go. And so therefore, even when Lord Chaitanya was here, he had problems with the caste Brahmins, and they complained to the Muslim judge, oh no, these people are giving this mantra, Hare Krishna, to low caste people, and the mantra is going to be contaminated by them. And so that was their argument. And so instead of delivering the falling souls, the holy name is becoming reduced, the potency. That was what they thought, caste brahmanas. So, yes, without any reference, Prabhupada says, to the particular custom of a country, one can be accepted to Vaishnava cult. Spiritually, there is no hindrance. So, and such Gita and Bhagavatam will be accepted by all persons who are reasonable and inquisitive without any particular bias for the custom of the country. So that's what he says in that purport. And the conclusion is the Lord can accept anyone from any part of the world, personally or through his representative spiritual master. And so to teach, Lord Chaitanya taught us, Namacharya was Haridas, Muslim. I mean, what would they think? Even if they knew one of our gurus was Muslim, they would not be happy about that. We do have Muslim devotees, even godbrothers I have. So that's, I have one, many. So, and he preached real religious principles through Rupa and Sanatan, who were excommunicated from the Brahmana community. And so, yes, there's no impediment to our doing service, and so we can just continue taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada and be blessed. And, you have Gaurnitai. It's very special. You got there's no hindrance. They don't even look at anything bad about you or any mistake you do. They don't care. Just chant. Just do service. I mean, Maha Mantra for Lord Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. No offense. So why don't we just chant that one? We have so much problem with chanting Hare Krishna. We make so many offenses. So why don't we just chant and Panchatattva Maha Mantra? Prabhupada was asked that question, and he said, well, because the instruction and example of Lord Chaitanya was to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That was his example. So so I will read verse 19. We won't sing it. He is the super soul and supreme Lord of all self-realized souls. He is personification of Vedas, religious scriptures, and austerities. He is worshipped by Lord Brahma and Shiva, and all those who are transcendental to all pretensions. Being so revered with awe and veneration, may the Supreme Absolute be pleased with me. So the word that Prabhupada picks out here from this verse, Gata Vyalika, means he can only be known by those who have no pretension. So what does the word pretension mean, actually? There are many meanings. But what does it mean to have, what pretension means? Yes. The false ego is in control. Good. Any other definitions of pretension? To make a show. Make a show, yes. Hypocrisy. You think one thing, you say another, and you do another. You join so you can steal money, become a collector and steal money from the temple. Or you join to get a position so everyone will worship you. Or you join, so these are the problems. You're not sincere. You don't want to advance, really, but you join the temple. Okay, why don't we give... Now, some people have come, so we can give out more of these. Here. You can give out these sheets. Thank you. So, any other meanings of pretension? Well, it also means to pretend that you're something that you are not. Pretension. Isn't that interesting? Yes, people pretend to be devotees. As Prabhupada said, there are devotees in our ISKCON movement who are pretenders. They are friends of Kali, and they try to stop the preaching with their deviations. So you have to look out for that. Now, Prabhupada in his purport said there's 3 kinds of devotees who are pretending, who have pretension. That is the karmis, the gyanis, and the yogis. They're pretending because they don't really want to serve Krishna. They want to enjoy. Karmis want to enjoy. Gyanis want to merge and enjoy. And the yogis want mystic powers. The highest enjoyment in this world is to have mystic powers. So yes, that's why they do anything. But the devotees are different. They desire everything for Krishna's pleasure, and they are dependent on Krishna's orders. So that's the difference. They're called nishkam. They don't have any desires for material things. So in the beginning, Prabhupada says, Arjuna was placed as one of these types of people. He was actually a karmi. He didn't want to fight because he'll get some kind of reaction, he was thinking. But no, because it was Krishna telling him to fight, therefore, no reaction. And not only no reaction, you get purified and go back to Godhead. So how to become free of pretension, devotional service, Sukadeva Goswami says. So now in this next verse 20, we will sing it. I'll sing one line, and then you can repeat. What is the mentality of a devotee free from pretension? How does he think of Krishna? Okay, so verse 20. Shriya patir yagya pati pajapatir. Pajapati. Tiyam patir loka patir tarapati. Patir kadesh chanda kaveshi sattvatam. Prasidhatame bhagavan satam pati. May Lord Shri Krishna, who is worshipful Lord of all devotees, protector and glory of all kings like Andhaka and Vrishi of Yadav dynasty, husband of all goddess of fortune, director of all sacrifices, and therefore the leader of all living entities, controller of all intelligence, proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, and supreme incarnation on the earth, supreme all in all, be merciful upon me. So yes, so here in the Sanskrit, I'm going to tell you the Sanskrit and you tell me what the English is what's the English translation. So the first word here is Shriya Patir. Shriya Patir. What does that mean? No, it's like Shri. Lakshmi, yes. Husband of goddesses of fortune, yes. Yagyapati. What does that mean? Lord of sacrifice. Very good. And Prajapati. Leader of all living entities. He's our leader. And let's see. Tiyam Patir. Tiyam Patir? Lord of intelligence. Lokapati, proprietor of all planets, and Dharapati, no, he's the Lord of the earth, incarnation, supreme incarnation here, Lord of the earth. So now it's very interesting in the purport that Prabhupada writes a paragraph about each one of these different things and how Krishna is the Lord of these things. So let's hear. I'll summarize it. Shriya Patir, Lord of Lakshmi. So he's the Lord of our Lakshmi, opulence. And another interpretation Prabhupada gives is that when he came here, he showed his pleasure potency, and he helped everyone on this earth. He attracted everyone by showing his Ras Leela, Srila Prabhupada said. Lord of Sacrifice, of course, that means Harinam Sankirtan. And Prabhupada gives 3 results if you go and do Harinam. What will happen to you? Number 1, you will, where to go? Never be in difficulty keeping body and soul together. So you'll get your maintenance, number 1. Number 2, you'll purify your existence. And number 3, you'll get natural promotion into your real identity in the spiritual world. You'll find out who you are. So good to do Harinam Sankirtan. So how is Krishna our leader, Prajapati? Because he's maintaining us. That's what Prabhupada said. How is he Lord of our intelligence? Prabhupada says, one is highly intelligent by the grace of the Lord. One is a fool by the same control. Their way. So he's Lord. How is he the owner? Because it's his creation. It belongs to him. So he's a proprietor. Tarapati, Lord of the earth. Because he shows how much greater is his ability to enjoy. How can Krishna enjoy? He married 16,108 wives. Nobody can compete. Prabhupada said we have a problem just to have 1 or 2 wives. Even 1. So that is Krishna showing us. So in Poland, one nun, Polish nun, did a court case against Krishna. He is immoral because he married 16,108 wives. She must have read Krishna book. So then she went to the court, and so then she was sitting on the stand, and she was being questioned by the devotees. So, what was your vow? What vow did you take when you became a nun? She wouldn't say. So then he read out the vow. I vow to marry Jesus. Then he asked, how many nuns in the world? So then, defeated. There's so many, maybe thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. And they all married Jesus, so, okay, there you go. So they have the same, idea that, Krishna, you can have Krishna as your husband. So I will go to verse 21. I'll read it. It is the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who gives liberation by thinking of his lotus feet at every second, following in footsteps of authorities. Devotee in trance can see the absolute truth. The learned mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. May the Lord be pleased with me. So, he cannot be known by mental speculation or mystic yoga. Only the pure devotees can know him. Bhakti yoga, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti amam avijanati. You can know me by bhakti. That's how you know me. And so, Prabhupada in the purport says, mystic yogis, they try to control the senses. They make it a trance to have a vision of super soul in the heart. But the pure devotee, he just remembers the Lord's lotus feet at every second. Now, how to do that? How can you remember Krishna's feet at every second? Actually, I told you yesterday that how to do that, and most of you weren't here. So I'll tell you again that my godbrother, Karnamrita, he said before he would do anything, he will offer it to the Lord. Wakes up in the morning, I offer this day to you. Brush teeth. Okay, I'm brushing the teeth. It's your body. I'm brushing the teeth for you. And then he offered it first. I'm offering this brushing teeth. I'm offering my shower. I'm offering my shopping. I'm offering my seva to you. Before you do it, like myself, I actually practiced this because I had a fall a week ago getting on the airplane. And so last time when I was giving this seminar, I thought, I know how I can do this. Every time before I take a step, I'll think, okay, I offer the step to you, Krishna. And then I won't fall again. Yeah, because somehow I wasn't attentive at that point when I entered the airplane a week ago and I had a fall. So, so we think, and here Prabhupada also tells us how to think. Shikshastika 5 by Lord Chaitanya. He thinks himself fallen into the ocean of birth and death. He incessantly prays to the Lord to lift him up. He only aspires to be a speck of transcendental dust, lotus feet of the Lord. So, yeah, we have to feel like, we're in trouble here. This is not our natural place to be. We're not happy here because we're eternal. But unfortunately, the body has to die, and most people think, that's me. I must die. No, you don't have to. You're eternal, and you won't die, actually. You will go to your next birth, or you may go to the spiritual world. If you practice in this life, you can go all the way. And so, yes, you won't die. And so this is how the devotee thinks. On Mukunda Malastocha by Kulishekar. He says, my Lord, I pray the swan of my mind may sink to the stems of your lotus feet and be locked in their network. So we have swans, I remember, in the park nearby, there are swans. But I don't know if you have any lotus flowers for them to dive. No, they must have destroyed them. Anyway, no lotus, but they dive into the lotus flowers and get into the network. So that's how we must do in our life, is dive to the lotus feet of Krishna with our mind. And because he said, why? Because otherwise the time of my final breath, when my throat is choked up with cough, how will it be possible to think of you? So he was praying to die immediately, but that actually we don't advise you to follow that. Your crazy mind can die, your material mind, that should go. The false ego should go, that should die. Man, you should live spiritually as a devotee of Krishna. So yes, now then Prabhupada talks about the mental speculators. Who are they? They have whims. They say, whatever you follow, it's okay. I'm okay, you're okay. That was the hippie. One guru's philosophy, I think it was Ram, his name was. I'm okay, you're okay. He wrote a book. And they told Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, yes, I'm okay, you're not okay. And so that was Prabhupada, he said. So the humility of the devotee, he can have Krishna be revealed to him when Krishna is satisfied by devotee service attitude. And so remember the mystery we told yesterday, the mystery of Bhakti. Wait a minute here. Oh, yes, there's something important from the purport, which I forgot to tell you. And here it is. The Lord is not like a shopkeeper trying to please all sorts of customers in the mental speculator exchange. His words were prophetic. These were written maybe 50, 60 years ago. And we have a mental speculator exchange today. And what is the name of that mental speculator exchange? It's called Internet. There's a specific name. It's a mental speculator exchange. I guess you could do it on Internet is like a general name. There are more specific, Facebook, because they say, what's on your mind? And then you hear how many followers you have. You hear what's on all their minds. So a mental speculator exchange. You exchange what's on your mind. And you can do it the whole day, I guess some people do. And mental speculator exchange, we got it. Prabhupada, he made a prediction. Mental speculator exchange. Okay, so yesterday, the devotee, he thinks how to please Krishna. And this is the mystery. Remember yesterday, who was here? I think only 1, 2 of you were here. So does either of you remember what is the mystery of Bhakti Yoga? There is a mystery that these people don't get. Mental speculators don't get it. If you don't remember, it's love of God. That's the mystery. They don't understand love of God. They don't understand prema. And that's a confidential mystery that we have. And yes, and one who has this prema, this love of God, he has a special vision. I was telling yesterday, he looks around and he sees in every atom Krishna, not just super soul. He sees Krishna. Prabhupada says Govinda. He sees Govinda in one lecture. The pure devotee sees Govinda in every atom. And not only that, he sees the spiritual world, all the pastimes that are going on. And then we talked to Prabhupada said, that it's being televised in the heart of the pure devotee. So we all have that same spiritual television, but it's broken. So we need some people to find it. We have the channel of Goloka or Ayodhya or Dwarka or Mayapur channel, but we're tuned into social media. That's our channel, most people. But when you chant, then you get that good channel. So the repairmen are Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. They fix your TV. So we'll go to verse 22. I will sing it. Pacharitayena parasarasati, Pacharitayena parasarasati, Vitam Vatajasya Satim Sritim Hridi, Vatajasya Satim Sritim Hridi, Salakshana Pradirabhut Kilasyata, Shana Pradirabhut Kilasyata, Sameri Shinamri Shabha Prasidatam, Rishinamri Shabha Prasidatam. May the Lord, who, in beginning of creation, amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from within his heart, and inspired him with full knowledge of creation and of his own self, who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me. So, yes, how do we get this knowledge? Here it says, Krishna gives that knowledge in the heart. How does it happen? Because we do have that knowledge. It's there. Everything's there, but it's all covered now. It's described that now our heart is a bit dark. We can't see properly Krishna and ourself. So how do we actually find out and see Krishna? Well, Prabhupada tells us in a purport 1:2:21 that when we are hearing nicely and serving nicely, Krishna will turn on the lights in our hearts. And there's another problem besides, now we'll see, okay, there's the big knot of ahankara, we'll see it. We'll see our anarthas, we'll see the Lord and ourselves, we'll get a glimpse. But then, how to get rid of this knot? So, Prabhupada says that the Lord in the heart will untie the knot of the devotee. Isn't that nice? He'll turn on the lights and untie the knot, and we will wake up. Because now we're all sleeping. Unless we do service to Krishna, you're sleeping. Bhagavatam says that actually everyone is in a dream, but when they do Krishna consciousness, then they're awake. It's the only time you're awake. So if you're doing seva, you're awake. And otherwise, you're sleeping. If you're on social media, you're sleeping. You're not awake. So there we go. Chaitanya Charitamrita also it's described that the super soul in the heart is actually Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada says that, and I got the verse now, Madhya 8:265. The super soul gives us inspiration, so he's the original source of Gayatri mantra. So if you have Gayatri, there's the word Savita. And generally it means the sun, God. But here Prabhupada says it's Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is Savita. He's the light in our hearts. He's the light. Isn't that nice? So next time those brahmanas, you say Gayatri, you can think of Lord Chaitanya in the first Gayatri. The verse 23 I'll read. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enlivens material, created bodies of elements by lying down within the universe, who in his Purusha incarnation causes a living being to be subjected to 16 divisions of material modes, which are his generator, be pleased to decorate my statements. So here again, Prabhupada talks in the purport of characteristics of the instrument. We are all instruments of Krishna. First thing, we invoke the pleasure of Krishna. So that's what Sukadeva, in the last few prayers, he's saying, may the Lord be pleased with me. So that's the first thing. He wants Krishna to be happy with him. Second thing, he declines to take credit for anything done by himself. So that is, yes, very important. When somebody praises you, then you refer to your spiritual master. Oh yeah, yes, that is my Guru's mercy that he gave me this ability to do this. And Prabhupada, he wouldn't take credit. Anyone would praise him, he said, no, this is my Guru Maharaj. And even sometimes he would give us the credit. He'll say, oh, no, my Guru Maharaj has sent all these people to help me in my service. So number 3, he wants to move by direction of the Lord. Yeah, what is the order? He will follow. Number 4, he has no desire to become a self-appointed interpreter without authority. So many Bhagavad Gitas. I saw on the internet that one person, devotee was trying to distribute a Gita to one man. He says, I have 1,000 Gitas, all different interpretations. He said, but I have heard that you have sold 23 million, so I think I better get one of yours too. And he was very happy. He said, no, it's different from the rest. I read 1,000 of them. He said, Prabhupada's is different. So yes, and also not only he praying for mercy of the Lord to help himself and also for helping others who would like to speak. So Prabhupada, when he first came to America, he was praying for mercy of Krishna. And he said, if you like by your will, these people can be released from the clutches of illusion. And then the next thing Prabhupada said, I wish they be delivered. And that's why we're here. Because if a devotee wishes something, then it must come true. Okay, so last verse. Very interesting verse. This will enlighten us as to where Bhagavatam is coming from and where all this knowledge is coming from. Namastasmai Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vedase Papaganamayam Samyam Yanmukham Buddhasavam. I offer my respectful obeisance unto Shri Vyasadeva, incarnation of Vasudeva, who compiled the Vedic literatures. The pure devotees drink up the nectarian transcendental knowledge dropping from the lotus-like mouth of the Lord. So, very, very interesting purport, if I can find it. Now I don't see it. There it is. Got it. This one. Okay, we got it. This is the purport of verse 24. Amazing purport that you probably don't remember you ever read. Prabhupada is quoting Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on this verse. So, the nectar from the mouth of Lord Krishna in Goloka is transferred to his different consorts, and thus they learn the finer arts of music, dance, decoration, dressing, and all such things which are relished by the Lord. Such music, dance, and decoration enjoyed by the Lord are certainly not anything mundane, because the Lord is addressed in the very beginning as para, or transcendental. So, very interesting. I was in Vrindavan giving a lecture on Radhashtami to the Gurukul boys in the Gurukul. So one little boy asked me the question, did Radharani go to Gurukul? And I said, no, she learned in a different way. So this is how she learned. Krishna kissed her, and she got all the knowledge. Well, that's how they learn in the spiritual world. So, yes. So then let us see what Prabhupada says. By gradual development of transcendental knowledge, one can rise to the stage of transcendental arts of music and dance displayed by the Lord in his Rasalila. But without having Vedic knowledge, one can hardly understand the transcendental nature of the Lord's rasa dance and music. The pure devotees of the Lord, however, can equally relish nectar in the form of profound philosophical discourses and in the form of kissing by the Lord, in the rasa dance, as there is no mundane distinction between the two. So isn't that nice? Amazing purport. Right in second canto in the beginning, like even before the actual Bhagavatam starts, before Sukadeva starts speaking. And in third canto he also says the same thing, that the purpose of creation is for us to join rasa dance. In canto 3. In chapter 5, yes, there is one verse where Prabhupada talks about that. I think it's verse 30, but I'm not, might be 34. Somewhere in the beginning of the 30s, there is that verse. So I will stop here.